In this video, you will see a demonstration of an academic intervention, which are done in school to help promote success among students. These interventions can be necessary for students because 1, students often have difficulty with academic achievement, possibly due to their inability to fully focus in the classroom. 2, students may lack motivation if something appears too difficult for them to handle. And 3, interventions may provide the individualized support necessary for a student to be academically successful in school. Guided reading is the intervention that you will see in this video. It provides students with the opportunity to read books at a level that is appropriate for their comprehension and fluency. It also encourages students to read independently outside of school in order to further their reading. In order for a teacher to implement the guided reading program, he or she needs to divide the students into small groups based on their reading ability, and the teacher must choose books that are appropriate for students within that ability level. She should choose books based on the strengths and weaknesses of the students. Once those texts have been selected, the teacher needs to provide the students with background information about the book and introduce the plot as well as any new vocabulary words that the students may see throughout the reading. Have the students read aloud one at a time in the group. The teacher should observe and listen to the progress of each student as well as the group as a whole. Additionally, the teacher can prompt the students while they're reading in order to help them develop comprehension of the text. This would include asking questions about the main characters or the plot, or asking the students if they have any questions about what they've read. Once the children have completed reading for that day, the teacher should hold a discussion with the class to allow the students to think about what they've read and share with their classmates the books that they're reading. Additionally, the teacher should provide students with time to draw or write about the books and make connections to the stories. Next, you will see a teacher implementing the intervention of guided reading in the classroom setting.
We're going to get into our reading stories for the day. And the first thing that we need to do is talk about the books that each group has. So, Rocky and Harley, your story is about school then and now. So you're going to be reading how school is different from years past to today. So Rocky, if you would, you're going to be the first reader. All right? And I want you to read to Harley. The group over here, CJ and Dre, your book is I Can Breathe Underwater. So what you're going to be doing is reading about a young man who has a mask and a snorkel and is going to tell the story of how he's able to do something underwater. And I want you to discover what that is. So, CJ, if you would, please begin reading the story to Dre. So let's go ahead and open our books. And let's read to your partner.
This is how children travel to school. Look long ago. This is how they travel today. What is different? This is how children sat in school long ago. This is how they sit in school today. What is different?
Very good. Now let's ask a couple of questions about the book you were reading. So first of all, let's look at this book to talk about school then and now. Is there something that you picked up that was different from today's school and years past? Harley, what did you find out?
It's going to be like about the stuff that they use from it.
Certainly.
For the desk, for today, the desks were like this.
And what is this? What does that look like?
Like a circle, and this right here, people have chairs in front, like people have chairs connected to the desk behind them.
Excellent. And they're sitting in rows.
Yes. And we don't. We just like sit.
What page? Very good.
Is it on this page?
Very nice discovery.
Yes,
between these two. Excellent. Looking at this book, I Can Breathe Underwater. What's something that you learned from your book that you were reading? What are they referring to?
Swimming underwater, breathing with a mask.
Excellent. And besides the mask, what is he putting in his mouth that allows him to breathe underwater?
A snorkel.
A snorkel. So we have a young man that's able to breathe on land and underwater. Have you ever done that before?
Of course. That's not alive.
Was it a challenge? Hard to do?
Yeah.
Difficult to get used to? Was it?
I don't know.
Okay, here's what I'd like for you to do. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. And what I'd like for you to do is think about your story, what you enjoyed about it, something you learned from it. I'd like you to draw a picture on a piece of paper regarding the story and something that you liked about your story.
It's okay if you accidentally go too down low and all that, like, and just make it like a little bar comment.
Very good. Good job today. Excellent students. And I'm really enjoying the drawings that you're doing.
So you just did a demonstration of the intervention of guided reading, which is an academic intervention with a few students in your classroom. What do you think worked and what didn't work with the intervention?
I think one thing that was terrific about the intervention is it's multi-grade, multi-age, and what we were working on is some peer-to-peer discussions. And I think what you could see at least one of the tables, that you have individual students helping other students with reading.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other piece that's very important about guided reading is basically is explain to students that they're reading from text that is age appropriate and on their level of reading. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about that is they have success with reading because they're focusing in on three very important points. One is comprehension, one is fluency, and one is vocabulary. So in the management of those three important concepts, they're seeing some success and able to walk away from the table feeling good about their reading and feeling more confident about their reading.
Do you have any recommendations for other teachers that may want to implement this type of intervention in their classroom?
I think they should begin by looking at the research. I think the research is very clear about the success it can bring to individual students. Mm-hmm. And then, again, making sure that they have made their own students aware of what they're getting into, because some benefits of this in working with multiple groups is that the peer-to-peer interventions or discussions that take place can help them grow even while the adult is not sitting at the table. But there are some management issues in working with younger children around guided reading, but I think there are some tremendous successes irrespective of the age of the student, as long as there are some reading deficiencies and looking at ways to help them improve. This certainly is a terrific intervention in seeing kids over a period of time increase their reading skills and certainly reach a point where they're on level with their peers.
Okay, great. Thank you.